Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lulua Tech Designs, and I'm your boy Lulua Mark. We are here with the first part of a new project. This is what should I say? A modern contemporary design mixed with some classical touch. I want to design this house in a bungalow form. I don't want to have a storage building, but I love some bits of this design that I want to just pick and put on um, a 3-bedroom house. We're going to design a 3-bedroom house. It's just going to be a normal bungalow, but I love these classical designs on this house, and I'm going to specifically pick those classical designs, and we shall understand how to use the sweep which is on these windows, and of course this casing of the doors and the windows. We shall be able to learn this, and of course how to edit profile, and we shall learn how to use extrusions. We shall learn how to use uh, wall profile editings, as I said before, and so much more that you'll need to learn from a modern, contemporary, and also a classical touch on a building. So this is it. This is what we are going to achieve in this project, and straight away we are going to Revit, and we shall use Revit, of course. I have done, I think, a few projects in ArchiCAD. I think the latest project was in ArchiCAD, and this time around, I want to have a Revit project, at least one Revit project, so that we balance the boat. And of course, this is Revit. The Revit I'm using is 2026. It is the latest, but you don't have to worry because not much has changed. Even if you're using 2023, I believe the difference is not much. However, of course, it's good to update with the trend. You don't need to remain behind. When software is updating, they always come with some new features. There are some new features here, but still you can achieve the same in the older versions. So this is the interface of Revit 2026. I believe it is the same interface you will see even on 2025, 2024, and below. So now, as it has always been the case, you go to your new file or this new button, you just click on it. It will give you this. Now when I click on this drop down, I will not get the default metric that we shall need to design this house. And if yours is the same case, you come to this browse, you click on the browse button, and from here you'll click on this other button that says preview. This one here, you click on it, then it will bring you to this list of countries. You'll select English. You can double click on it. From English, you look for this default metric. If yours is not showing here, you can just search around for default metric, and it will show you these three signs. I mean these four signs. These are elevation signs. So after selecting the default metric, you can just click open from here. Then it will bring the default metric here. Now you can see the list has extended up to the default metric. But for some people, when you click on this drop down, you'll be able to see architectural template. If you can see that, you just choose that architectural template, and here you make sure the project is the one that is ticked. So you can just go ahead and click OK, and it will open for us a new project that is not really named for now, but we shall do that pretty soon. So this is the interface of Revit 2026, and as I told you before, I believe this is the same interface with the previous versions, except this accelerated graphics tech, which is a new introduction in Revit, and you can, I believe, only see it in Revit 2026. And this one is a new feature that is still under review, so Revit is trying to introduce it, and I can't really say much about it, but yeah, it's a new feature that is still under review. It is not properly enrolled in Revit, but they want to preview and see the feedback from people so that they can fully enroll it. So on our left, you see properties. This is the property panel, and the property panel comes with all these functions. We are going to see each of them one by one as we progress with this project. And on our right, we have the project browser, and the project browser is going to have the floor plans. It will have the ceiling plans, the elevations, and of course the schedules, and all those you see them in the project browser. If your project browser is not here, you just right click on the interface, you go to browsers, and then you select this project browser. And if your project browser is appearing on the left, you can simply just grab it and drag it to this side, so you can easily move it from one point to the other. For example, I can just drag it from here and place it anywhere I want. Sometimes some people have their project browsers sitting below the properties panel just like that, and when they don't sit on the right as I had showed mine, I, they get worried that their interface is not the same way mine is. So from here I can simply just drag it from here, I can place it here, or if you want it to appear this side, you just take it a little bit outside and leave it. Let me just take it there, and it will just pop up and it will show on the right hand side of your project. And of course, up here you'll be able to see all these different tools. They look really so many and scary, but don't worry, all these tools are really simple to use. With the time you'll find they will become friendly. So that is, I think, it for the interface for now, because we shall interact with these a lot and you learn how to use each of them. As it has always been the case, to start a new project, you come to the project browser and you open the elevation. We shall always start from the elevation, and from the elevation we can just double click on any of the elevations. You can open any of them. So I'll just go with the first one, east elevation, and from the east elevation you'll be able to see this. And maybe just a point to note, my interface is looking black because my computer has been turned to dark mode. That's why you're seeing everywhere dark. Some people might be keen about this and wonder why theirs is having a white interface. So this is just a dark mode of the computer. It's not the dark mode of Revit, but the whole computer. So now in the elevation, you'll be able to see the levels. There's level 0, level 1 and level 2. These are default levels, and level 1 is at 0. This is the ground where we are sitting, or the earth surface starts from this level 0. Then a level 2 is at 4 meters high. If you see 4,000, that is 4 they are showing 4 meters in millimeters. So a meter is 1,000 millimeters. So 4 meters gives us 4,000 millimeters. But now we're going to customize this to fit our project, because we want to make this something of our own. So you just click on one of the lines just like that. If you want to change it, you can just change the name here. So we can write here ground level, just like that. And then you click outside if you want these ones to disappear, you can escape a few times. It will allow you to have another set of command. You can click on the next line. You can change the name. This one is going to be the roof level, because I told you we're just doing a, a simple floor, one floor. So I'll just click on the interface outside. I'll also click on this label, and this one is going to be 3,500 or 3.5 meters. That is the floor to floor height. So I can, instead of escaping, I can just right click and come to cancel. Right click, cancel. You can do this or escape on the keyboard so that the mouse or the cursor doesn't disturb you. When you leave it active, it will keep drawing unnecessary things on the interface. So now we have our roof level sitting at 3.5 meters high, and the ground level is down, but we need a foundation, and we currently don't have a foundation. We only have these two elevations or levels that have been given to us by Revit, but now it is time for us to create our own level. So for you to create this level from scratch, you can come to this architecture, and then you scroll, or you just move all the way to the extreme end. You'll see level here, and the shortcut is LL, and this is the same spot even on other versions of Revit. So you can just click on this, then you come and draw. You see, it will show that the cursor is ready to draw. So you can start from here and take it this side just like that. And of course you need to put attention on these dotted lines. These dotted lines can show you that you are aligning this perfectly with what is already drawn. So you can simply click here and it will draw a new level. Now I'll escape or right click and cancel to leave it there. So that will be for the foundation, but of course we need to change the name and also this unit here. So I'll again click on the line to make it active. I'll just click on the name and change it to foundation level. Foundation level, just like that. And I'll click on the unit and I'll write here 1.5. That is 1,500 millimeters. So that will be the foundation level from the ground. It will be 1.5 meters down, and the reason why it is in a negative is simply because this is below the ground level. So anything below the ground level will be negative. So that is it. There is one way you can also find the levels. As I told you, the shortcut is LL. If you just click LL on your keyboard, it will generate for you the level tool that will make your cursor active to draw a new level. And if you can't find that, you can just click on what Revit has given you. You click on this, then you come to this tool that says create similar, and the shortcut is CS, and it will still allow you to draw something new, but the same, you are creating a similar component that you have already selected. So these are the ways you can create a level in Revit. So now that we have created our levels, we can go to the ground floor and see what is there. So you come to this floor plans, you just click on this positive sign in the floor plans, still in the project browser, and you should be able to see the levels you have created. Now I have the roof level here and the ground level, and it will automatically also create site because this house is being built in a site. So we need to save this work before we lose it. So if you want to save a new project in Revit, You come to your file, and then you go to save as, and please let us save this as a project, not as a template. We save it as a project so that we can have it in Revit projects. Otherwise, if you save it as a template and if anything happens to your work, you lose it for good. But if you have it in project, when you open Revit, you'll be able to see the previous projects you have done in Revit. That's why it is advisable to save your work as a project. So we shall click on project, and I'll save my project. You can just save it anywhere, but of course I have my YouTube folder where I normally save my projects. So I'll just save this one as the new project. I'll change the name later. So I'll say this is a new project. I'll just now click on save. It will save this project, and when you come to the top part of this menu, you'll see the Revit name and also the project name. So you should be able to see your project name up here, or it can appear this side depending on the version of your Revit. Now that we are done with the drawing the levels, we can simply close this east elevation, and in our ground floor, when you double click, it will just open the ground floor here. You will see these four metrics. Remember, when we selected the default metric, it showed us these four dots. These are the elevation points that are going to help us know which side is which: the east, south, the north, the west. These are the points. Now we're going to start designing our house. And I told you this is going to be a 3-bedroom house, simple and of course unique, with the touch of classical and of course contemporary finishes. Now if you want to start drawing your walls, you come to your architecture, which is on the left, and it's always the first two, and you see the wall is just behind the architecture. You click on this drop down, you select the wall architecture, and you realize the cursor becomes a positive sign. That means it is ready to start drawing a wall. I can actually just start drawing a wall here, just like that. But that's not what we want to achieve. We want to create our custom wall. So I'll delete all these. I'll just delete these ones I've created. We're going to customize the wall to fit our design. Now back to architecture, wall architecture. So you come to the properties and you click on this edit type. After clicking on this edit type, it will give you the generic model or the generic wall Revit has in its templates or in its family, but we want to create our own. That's why we're going to click on this duplicate. So we're going to duplicate what Revit has, and we shall now name it our own wall. So let's say our main wall. And for reference, I always love to write the thickness of the wall here. So I'll say 200 millimeters. This is just for reference. You can either write it or you can leave it. The name here doesn't matter. It only matters where you'll want to look for this specific wall for certain reasons. So you'll realize the naming becomes an important part of this project. So we shall just click OK, and from here we can now edit the structure. From here we can edit the structure, and of course it will show us this structure. The name is already here. It's a basic wall, and the type is the main wall we just renamed. And the structure is showing us the core boundary, the structure, and also another core boundary. We shall ignore these two core boundaries, and we shall be interested in this structure which is indicated in black. And remember, there's this exterior side and the interior side. Now, a wall, if you look at a wall, that wall you see at in your homes, it has the superstructure which is built with the bricks or stones or any other material that has been used to build the wall. And on either sides, they have plasters and paintings. That means we are supposed to take care of all those in this setting. We shall create the superstructure, which can be bricks, blocks, stone, and whatever thing you want. And on either sides of that, we shall have the paint and the plaster or the finishes. Now, to do that, we shall need these buttons. There's this insert, there's duplicate, there's delete, there's up and down. And now we are going to use let's try with the insert. When you click insert, it will insert another structure here, but now this structure is going to not be as a structure, it is going to be as a finish. But we still need one more. We shall also click on the insert to have another structure. Now, in the function, in this functionality, you're going to click on this structure and change it to finish 1. Then this other structure, you click on it, you change it to finish 2. But we want this first finish to be on the other side. Now, to do that, we need to use this up button. You just click on it, it will take the first finish up on the exterior side and the second finish on the interior side of the structure. Now the superstructure is in the middle. It has finishes. The finishes can have plaster and paint. The same on this side, but the middle can be the superstructure, a brick, block, stones, or any other thing. Now we are going to assign before we assign materials, we need to deal with the thickness of these structures. Now the superstructure is supposed to be 180 because I said my total thickness is going to be 200 millimeters. So I'll have 280 as the superstructure. I'll have 10 and also 10 this side as the finishes on both sides. So this 10 will have both plaster and the paint. The same on this side, it will have both the plaster and the paint. And 180 will have the brick that is going to be used for creating or building the house. Now, the superstructure, we shall now assign materials. We're going to create our custom materials. So you just click around the material thing here and it will open the material browser. So in the material browser, we're going to create our custom material. You click on this create or duplicate material sign, which is down here. Just click on it, you select create new material, and from here you can right click on this default new material we just created and you rename it to the material you want. So I can say this is our main wall, just for reference, as I said before. And then from there we have on our right we have the identity, we have the graphics and the appearance. Now in the graphics, we are going to just give it a white. Let's just give white color. Let's say white for now. Then in the appearance, we shall now open the asset browser. To access the asset browser, you click on this button here that says it replaces this asset. You click on it and it will open the asset browser, and here you can now search for the browser, the asset you want. By asset we mean the paint, the plaster, the brick, all those kind of things. Now for us, we are looking for brick because we are still dealing with the basic structure or the superstructure. Now it has given us all these types of bricks, and the brick we are looking for seems not to be here. If you don't find what you want here, you can still look for it in the appearance library down here. So I can look for this masonry. Of course, it's the masonry brick that we are looking for. Now we can move around, and the brick I want to use is this common brick that is found anywhere. When you click on this part here, it will display the brick here, or the image of the asset you are looking for here. So you can see this is the brick that is commonly used to build a house. So I'll just close this asset browser, and I will click on this apply button because this is the brick I want. So I'll just simply click on the apply button, and I will click OK. Now you'll see here the structure has been changed to the main wall that we just created. Now we're going to create plaster and paint on both sides. So I'll just click here, and we shall also create a new material here. Create a new material, and you rename it. I'll rename it, let's say white paint. White paint, that's like that. Then of course in the graphics, I'll also select white because we're saying it is a white paint. Then in the appearance, we shall open the asset browser from here, and we shall look for white paint. We can just select search for paint, and you can see we have finishes, we have metal, we have metallic paint, wall paint. All these options you can use them, and I will go with this cool white because of the name cool white. I think I like that cool in this white. So there's cool white here, there's another cool white here. I have selected any. So in the asset browser we shall close it, and here we click on the apply button and OK. Now you see here we have the white paint, and I want the finish to material. You click there, you come to create a new material. You rename the default new material. Let's use let's say gray paint. Is white paint and gray paint. And if you see the graphics is already showing a gray, so we shall leave it there. In the appearance, we shall open the asset browser from here, and here we shall search for paint again. You can also do just plaster. Let me do plaster so that you may understand that it can either be plaster or paint. So now for plaster we have this. There's stucco, and I think I can go with that black. There's gray here. This gray looks like white, so I think I will just go with black, though I said gray. Let me go with that black, or this dark gray. Yeah, I'll go with this dark gray now. I'll close this, I'll click apply, I'll click OK. Now we have set all the materials, or we have customized the wall that we want to build. We have the finish, the structure, and the finish. Now we are ready to start designing our house. I can simply click OK. Then I'll say apply. Then I'll say OK. Now you see in the properties, the basic wall has now been renamed as the main wall, which we have created, and it has taken all the properties we have assigned it. Now I can start drawing the wall. We shall create our wall just within these elevation signs. You might think this space is small, but trust me, this space is enough to design a whole house. It is enough. However, if you want to move these things away, you can still move them, but you don't have to delete them, because in the long run, when you delete them, it can hurt you or it can harm you or your project. The harm I mean is not physical, don't get me wrong. It will harm your project in a certain way. So now we can start designing our house. So I'll just draw a simple wall here, one wall, just like that. I'll right click, cancel, right click, cancel, or you can escape. As I told you, you do that a couple of times so that your cursor becomes free from the command of any other command you have instructed it to perform. So now we have created this wall. You have seen this is 23 meters. You remember this place was looking small, but now see how 23 meters is appearing very small here. So we are going to create another wall. I'll create another wall. To create another wall, instead of coming to architecture, wall by architecture, that is a long procedure. So I'll just click on this wall. I'll say create similar. You have already seen how to create similar, and the shortcut is CS. I'll just click on it. I'll create another wall here. Now if your hand is shaking like this, because sometimes you do have a few bottles, it's okay. You can simply click on shift, and you can see it will only draw a straight line. It can't move either side. So you can create a straight line just like that. I'll control cancel, right click cancel, right click cancel, or escape a few times, so that we have these two walls here. Now when I click on this wall, I want to there's something I'm going to change. Anyway, that one will come later. Now I want to see my house in a 3D already, because I want to really see if this is a house. Someone might think we're just drawing lines. Now if you want to see this in a house form, you can come to the top part of this toolbar. You scroll or you move towards your right. When you reach this house, when you see this house sign, this is the default 3D view. So when you click on it, it will open your project in a 3D view, and you will see something like that. For now it is appearing like this because one, my interface is in a dark mode. Two, this one is showing in I think in a hidden line or wireframe. But now I want to show it as a shaded. So you just come down here to this visual style. It's already in hidden line, but we're going to click here and select shaded. So when you select shaded, it will should be able to show you something like that. Now you see the elevation lines that we created. The lines are appearing here, and when you look at this design critically, these walls are extending beyond the roof level that we created. The roof level is here, and it is cutting almost in the middle of these walls. So we want these walls to be 3.5 tall, because that is our floor to floor height. So now from the 3D here, I can select any of the walls. Then I will right click. I'll come to select all instances, and visible in view, it will select all of them. I'll come to my properties, and from here the unconnected height, I'll change it to 3.5. Just like that, you can either click apply or enter from here. Now you see it has now come to 3.5, which is the level that is recommended, or it has been assigned for our work, and this is where the roof is going to be. Now that is it for this part. Now you have seen that we are really designing a real house, so we can continue with our design. Now from this point, I want to create the first room. To create the first room, let me just select this wall. As I told you, we are not going to keep on coming to architecture, wall architecture, all that process. I don't want to go there again. So after selecting this wall, you just come to offset. You click on this offset and the shortcut is OF, and from here you can offset, you can give the offset figures here. So now we are going to create a master bedroom, and the master bedroom I want to create will be 5 meters, just like that. Enter. Then you come and click on this wall that is going to act as our reference for offsetting. So you click on that, it will create another offset, and I can escape a few times. Now we need to understand or see if our measurement is correct. To measure this, you have to come to this tool called align the dimension, and the shortcut is DI. When you click on it, it is going to show for us something. And for our case, because we're using at Revit 2026, you come towards the last item you see here. You click on it, and from here you are going to change this wall center line to the wall faces. Now this is only for Revit 2026. If you are using lower versions, probably 2024, because I've ever used 2024, it appears around on the left here. When you select this align dimension, the pick wall faces or centers will appear around where the properties are. So you can do the same. You will simply change it from wall center to wall faces, because we don't want to measure the walls from the center. We want to measure it from the faces, so it will only detect the wall faces. Now we can select one face to the other. After selecting, you just bring your cursor a little bit inside. You can click, it will give you that measurement. You can escape a few times so that your cursor is not disturbing you. Now you realize we gave our offset of 5 meters, but here we are only having 4.8. Where did the 200 millimeters go? The 200 millimeters has been incorporated into the wall thickness. So the wall thickness has taken away our 200 millimeters. From here, I can simply click on the new wall that I created, and then it will give me this option to change this to 5 meters, because we want it to be 5 meters for sure. So simply like that, we have created that option. Now I can do the same. I can keep offsetting until I get what I want. Now from here I am going to offset. I'm going to offset, let's say I will offset. You come to offset. Let me offset, let's just say 1.8, and I'll offset from here. I'll escape and escape. I'll come to the align dimension. This is where we're going to now keep using the align dimension to keep creating those measurements. I think 1.6 is okay for what I want to achieve. Now I will offset this. because I want to create another bedroom. This time I'm going to offset it at 3 meters, just like that, 3 meters. But of course, when we come to our line dimension, we shall realize it is 2.8, and of course we shall click on the new wall. We shall change it to 3 meters. This is going to be bedroom number 2. It's going to be bedroom number 2. Now we have created the bedrooms, the first 2 bedrooms, and of course I want to also offset this wall. I will offset first of all at 5 meters. Now that we know this will take away our 200, it will be better to just put the 200 right here instead of doing double work. So I'll just say 5.2, but of course we know it will give us 5 meters, just like that. When we measure, indeed we shall find 5 meters. You see that? So that is what we get. And please make sure you keep saving your work, and to save your work you just Control S. This time you just Control S because we have already created the template or the project. So you don't have to go to File, Save As again. You just Control S. Now I'm going to offset this wall here, not this one but this one here, at 3 meters. So that will mean 3.2. I'll just offset it there, just like that. Then of course when we measure it, we shall surely find 3 meters, just like that. Now we need to deal away with these excess walls. See these excess ones, we need to remove them. First of all, I'll remove this one. To remove this, because I want this and this to intersect, I can just select this and I will hold on Shift, not Shift but Control. You see I keep getting confused because in ArchiCAD you use Shift to select multiple, but in Revit you use Control to select multiple. So I'll use Control and select this, and we have now this is getting interesting because I was about to do a function that is in ArchiCAD, but in Revit, for you to intersect this, it's actually pretty simple. You just come to this trim that is also having extend to corner, and the shortcut is TR. You can click on that. You click on this and also this side. Make sure you click on this side. That means it will delete away this side. But if you come and put it in the middle, you see the lines it is creating. So these lines are supposed to show you which sides are intersecting. You need to be keen on this. Most times beginners like putting these things in the middle in the intersection, or you realize someone who wants to bring this wall this side, but they will click here, so you will be confusing yourself. So when I click here, it will take away these sides that we don't want. Now for this other one, since we don't want this one here, we can simply just use any of these. Actually, you see these ones, there's trim single element, there's also trim multiple elements. For now, let's try just any of this. I can let me select this, then I come to this trim and let me click here and this side. You see what it has done? Let me just go back. Let me cancel. You come to this trim or extend multiple elements. I click there. I select the interface where I want this other excess wall to go. I want it to come to this part, then I can just click here. It will eliminate anything that is after this line that I've drawn. So when I click here, it will eliminate everything this side, so it will leave this side alone. And of course that's what we want to achieve, not so. It is what we want to achieve. And the same thing I'll do this side. I'll come to this trim. I'll select this side and this side, just like that. We shall have this area, simple like that. Now that you know, we can do it for all these other ones. However, for this one, for these two, I can just use this other first trim, this and that, just like that. Then of course the other one, I can use this last one, this one, and then this. So that is how nice it is to do things in Revit, right? Now for this side, I think I wanted to create an extrusion around here. I wanted to just push this thing a little bit outside, but I'm seeing we still have enough space here for what I want to create. So I'll simply remove these ones. I'll click here, I'll click this line, click here, and it will remove those extended lines outside. This one I can just drag using the arrow keys on my keyboard to bring the measurement inside. And of course this one I can also do the same, but please remember, always save with the Ctrl S, so that you don't lose your work. If you're using a desktop, or if your Revit, if your laptop is like a desktop where it doesn't store power, you'll always want to do this. I think we are done with one side of our building. We're done with one side of our design, our house. Let me see this distance, 1.8. It's okay for movements here. Now we are left with the other side of the house. We're left with the other side of the house. So what I'll do, I'll simply create another room here. I'll create another room here, and it will be 3.5, 3 meters again. I'll offset this. I'll come to the offset, and we already have the 3.2 here. Of course we know it will give us 3 meters, just like that. We shall have our 3 meters, and we can confirm that with the line dimension tool, just like that. You can see your 3 meters. Then of course we want this one to extend up to here. Now if I want to extend this wall here, instead of dragging it just like a normal person, I can use this other trim and extend single element. I can click on this, I can click on this interface, then I'll click on the wall I want to extend. It will extend this wall all the way to that side. You see that? That is how you can play around with these tools. Now I don't want this wall which is inside here. Now to remove this, we shall need to introduce another tool called the split tool, which is up here. It is the split element, and the shortcut is SL. When I click on that and I click here, it will split this wall into 2 pieces. Make sure you always escape, don't forget. Now I can simply bring this one this side using the single element trim. I click there, I can trim it, then I bring this one here, I pick it again, I come here, I do that, then it will leave this area empty. And of course when I come to my line dimension, this will give me 3 by 3. So we're having a bedroom of 3 by 3. This is also 3 by 3. The master bedroom is 5 by 5. So I believe these are really good measurements for our design. And I want to remove these excess parts. Of course, I'll use the uh, extend multiple elements. I'll click there, just click there, click here to remove those excess walls. Now when you come to your 3D, you'll see what we are creating here. You see how these walls are becoming a real deal. So the house is coming to life. Back to the ground floor. Now I don't want this wall here for now. I don't want it, so I'll simply split. I'll come to split SL. I'll split here. I'll come to this trim multiple. This one comes here, then this one comes here, just like that. Then of course this part is going to help us with something. Let me first measure this with the line dimension. This is 4 meters. This is 4 meters, yeah. This one is going to help us with the kitchen. And then this side, this other side is going to, we're going to first of all create our living room. That means we're going to remove this wall. We don't need it here because we're going to create our living room from here all the way to this other side. So now I'll have to probably just link this wall to this, or I will have to remove it. For now, I'll link it with this trim and extend to corner this and that. And then I can offset this wall. Now we shall need to offset it. It has to be bigger than the bedroom. So I can say I will offset it at 6.2. That means we're going to have 6 meters. 6.2 like that. Then I can offset it here just like that, but of course it is not going to extend all the way to that side. I can simply for now let me leave it there, and of course I'll extend this one a little bit outside by offsetting it at maybe 1.7. That will give us 1.5, just like that. Then of course I'll come to my trim. I'll trim this to this, I'll trim this to that, just like that. Then this middle part here, I can use the split tool to split it. Then I'll come to this trim multiple elements. I'll bring this one to this. I'll bring this to that. Then this part will be open, simply like that. Then of course now this side is going to circulate the master, the dining and the kitchen are going to occupy the whole of this area here. So now the dining can be 5 by 5 or 5 by 4 maybe. Let me just offset this wall. Let's say by 4. That will mean 4 by 2. 4.2 or 4 by 2. Just like that. And it will give us 4 meters. Let me just see here. Yeah, that is our 4 meters. Then of course we can use the trim again to trim this and this. Then this and that. And this side we can simply use this other multiple trim to bring this one here, just like that. And if I align dimension this one to be able to see, I have 4 by 4. This is a 4 by 4 kitchen, 4 by 4 kitchen. But of course we have another space here that is not utilized, and this space we can use it for two things. One, the laundry, and also the kitchen pantry. Right, this is 2.8. We can use the laundry and the kitchen pantry. So I can simply offset this wall, or this one. Let's offset it at let me just come to the offset. Let me offset 2 meters here. That will give us 1.8. Let me see what we are left with here, if it can create. This one cannot create a door. This one here is, I think we need a bigger space for the door here. A door can take around 1.2. Then we shall be left with 1.4, which I believe is okay. Then I can just extend this one here with this other one, this trim. I'll click there, I'll extend that, and then of course we can now remove this one. I can simply use this other multiple trim to bring this one to this side. When Revit complains, you say unjoin, so that the noise goes away. Then this one I can trim it and bring it here. Then I come to this multiple trim, I'll bring this one to this part, just like that. That's how you play around with these things. And of course this one can now go. We now have the kitchen here. Then this is going to be a door for going outside. And then this is going to be the laundry. You can also use it, you can access the laundry from outside like that. And then of course this is going to be the bedroom for the maid, and this bedroom here is going to be for our for the kids. And I think here we can also create showers. Since this is going to be a toilet, this can be the bathroom. This can be the bathroom, and this can be the common washroom. So here I'm going to offset this wall, or I can just create a similar wall. Instead of offsetting a long wall, I'll just say create similar, and I'll create another wall here, just like that. I'll escape. Then I'll come to align dimension to see what I've created, and it is 1.5, which I believe is okay. Actually it is big enough. So this will be like a bathroom. This is really a lot, so let me just bring it to 1.3, something like that. Yeah, that is really big enough. So now that we have created these walls, of course this part is going to be open. Actually it's going to be open, and I can simply split it. You come to the split, you split it here. Then I can just come to this trim, I trim this and extend it there. Then this one here I can just also extend it. Let me first measure here and see if I can get enough space. This is 800, that means I can get enough space here. Let's just make it 1000 or 1 meter. This is enough for people to move in and out here. So this one here, I'm going to create another, let's say we're going to create another wall. Let me just click here, create similar, create another wall here. This wall is going to act as a cover. This one here is going to act as a privacy wall for this other part. So when I can just drag this one a little bit, and then I'll measure this distance here, which is 800, and of course I can make it 1000 or so, or 900, just like that. So the door to this common washroom is going to be around here, to be hidden by this wall. This one will block this view, this one will also block that view. So that is the purpose of creating these walls like this. So let me see this distance here. Of course this is not enough, since we still have enough space here. I can just click on this and make this 900 also. Yeah, even 1000, just like that. Now we have here 1.6 by 1.8, which is enough for our common washroom. So this is how we are playing around with our floor plan. Now we have this living room. Yes, we have this kitchen. We have this door that is going to lead us outside. We have our lobby, I mean the laundry room. Then we have this bedroom, and this bedroom. Now I'm going to create a wall here. I'll just click on this, say create similar. I'll create another wall here. This wall is going to act as a private wall to this side. This bedroom deserves to have some bit of privacy. And then I'll measure this side and see that it is enough for movements. So it is really enough. So I'm going to actually reduce this. I'll make this 1000, just like that. And then of course I've seen here it is increasing this side. Let me just drag, just like a normal human being. I'll drag. Now here's 1000, here's 1000. Now we have this wall that is going to block this area here from being exposed to the living room, which is going to be here. So I believe now you understand why we keep creating these other walls. Now I have a lot of measurements. And with this I believe we have come to the end of creation of walls. And these walls are always aligning. If you see here, you make sure the walls are aligned. You see, when I create a line like this, it goes all the way to the other side, and it is a perfect alignment. Now this is going to be the living room. From the living room you can access the master bedroom from here. Then there's this common washroom that will be accessed either from all the parts of this house. And of course the master bedroom is going to have its own washroom, as you will see. I think we can create that now. Yeah, I think we can create that now before we leave, because we need to create that. So I'll just extend this wall a little bit by dragging it outside, just like that. Then I can say create similar. Then I can create another similar wall here. I hope it is straight. Let me first delete that. I'll come to create similar. I'll create a similar wall here, just like that. Then I can measure it with a line dimension. This is 2.3. So 2.3 is enough. Then I can say I want to create another similar wall here, just like that. Then I can also measure. I'll measure here. That is 1.6. 1.6. 1.6. I think for this case, why can't I make it, let's say, I'll click here, select that. I don't know why it is okay. Yeah, let me give this one 1.8, because it is going to be for the master. Then this side can be, let's say, 2.8, just like that. So now we have created that for the master for the master bedroom, which I believe is perfectly working for us. And I think now we can see what we have done in our 3D. This is what we have done so far. We have created the box already, so it's just a matter of us creating the wall openings, the doors and the windows, and from there we shall progress. And for today, that's where we're going to stop with this project, because I don't want you to get confused. When we come back, we shall be able to do the wall openings and the rest of the things and the furnishing the rooms. So that is it for the first part of this project, and of course I'll see you in the next part of this project. Please, if you found this really useful, make sure you subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends, and let's grow. Thank you so much.